Got the Solomon shoes still kicking. We'll go for a little walk here. On vacation, Galena, Illinois. More or less filming this to kind of document what it all looks like. It's going to be a really long video, probably a good hour long. But I just want to be able to look back and watch it. So some of you are probably not going to want to watch this whole thing. But it's absolutely beautiful out here. Another look at the place we're staying. A lot of hills out here. A lot of hills. We gotta hydrate. It's about 90 out. This road is quite the workout. It's a big circle and it's like 3¼ miles with a bunch of hills. I decided to go this way because it's I think it's more downhill than uphill. Look at that view though. Crazy. Somebody's cutting their lawn. I could wake up to this every day. Can you believe this is Illinois? Unbelievable. We didn't tie our shoe tight enough. All right. There's like these moth butterfly things everywhere. At our house, we got there and there was only a few. And then I don't know if they had babies or what, but you walk out now and there's like hundreds of them. It's kind of annoying. Don't really know what's the best angle for this camera. This is all new to me, wearing a GoPro. So inside this community, they have a marina where a lot of these people have their boats. There's a good sized lake, it's like a 250, 300 acre lake, nothing huge, but decent. They have riding stables where they got all their horses. There's golf courses mixed in and out of here. So it's kind of, there's walking trails everywhere. It's kind of a community based around golf, horse riding, and fishing. So like people that are really big into that stuff have houses here. And the views are just incredible. And then there's like tennis courts, indoor pool, outdoor pool, all kinds of, there's a general store within the community with gas pumps. There's a school in the community. So it's kind of neat. It's like everything's inside this big community, but it's big. It's not like some little subdivision. There's a bunch of horses down there. Time with snow, but it's got to be tough to get around because it is extremely hilly. So I'm guessing that they probably put down a lot of salt, because some of these roads you would not be able to get up, I think, if it was icy or, you know, or nasty winter day. Basically all the roads around here are like if you were on a NASCAR road course, but really hilly, up and down, swervy. It's crazy. A lot of like 55 miles an hour, but then you're down to 25, 30 at the turns. One thing pretty cool is nine generals, Civil War generals, came out of Galena. So Galena, Illinois was responsible for 9 generals out of the same area. That's pretty cool. And Ulysses S. Grant has his home here. Was a Galena resident. The story is that he rented a house in Galena prior to the war in his presidency. So it was in the 1800s, mid 1800s. And then when he came back from the war, they gave him the house that he was renting, I guess as a token of their appreciation. And then when he ran and was president, that was his address. So it's kind of neat. Abraham Lincoln was here numerous times visiting. Ton of history in this area. Like I said, I did this walk once the other evening, the opposite way, and it was pretty brutal, man. It was definitely, I don't know, I wouldn't call it expert, but it was on the high level of fitness for walking. You know, like the hills are very long and dragged out, and it was over 3 miles in the heat. I handled it, but it was a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. So now we're going the opposite way to see if it's any easier. And it's definitely hotter out. This next road is kind of a main drag, so you don't see a lot of traffic around here, but on this next road there will definitely be some cars, and then we'll get back onto the road I'm staying on. It's like a big circle. Tons of wildlife around here too. Maybe not so much right now, but in the evening especially, you see just deer everywhere. I have not seen any bald eagles yet. Tons of hawks. All right, we're on the main road, and we're on this for a good while, probably a good mile. Feeling pretty good this morning though, so we're gonna rock this out. I cut my foot prior to coming here, literally right as we were leaving. I did something dumb. I was trying to get my tackle box down, and I jumped up to pull it down, and I landed on this like little garage stool that you sit on, but it has like a tray underneath it. Landed on that. I was in my socks, sliced my foot open, bruised my whole big toes like black and blue, and I sliced it underneath. And of course, coming here I was planning on doing a ton of walking, and I was worried that that was gonna screw that up, but we've been bandaging it up, keeping it clean, and just powering through it. And it's doing really well now. It's mostly healed. We got, tomorrow's our last day here, and then we head home Friday. I will say I'm gonna miss having this kind of scenery every morning. Like you literally could sit on our deck and just look at this kind of stuff. It's really cool. And where I live, it's so flat. It's so flat, like you just don't have much of this kind of territory. We're getting ready to walk up a pretty lengthy hill here though. So this is called the Galena Territory, if you're still happen to be watching this video. The Galena Territory. I guess I'll make that the title of this. And this is high-end living through here, man. It's one thing to rent, but to own it and live here, it's got to be pretty pricey. But I'll tell you what, I can't stand Illinois. But if I was going to stay in Illinois, this would be on the list of an area I wouldn't mind being in. It's real close to Iowa. You're literally like 15 minutes from Iowa and like 15 minutes from Wisconsin. So it's right in the corner of Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, there's our stables down there. And way out there, those two houses, that's the road that we started on. And you could see houses way out there. I don't know how well with the GoPro because I'm not zooming in, but there's a house straight ahead, way out there. And we'll be walking past that house on the way back. So we got a long ways to go, people. Long ways to go. Plus there's this trail down way up here with a bridge that I kind of want to check out. I'm not going to go really far down it, but I want to take a look at it. Bunch of horses off into the distance there. Whew, it's a little hot. Okay, it's still recording. Not really used to the GoPro, so I'm assuming that when I power it on, it's just going to record until I stop it or it dies. So there's a school down this way, and somebody told me it's from the 1800s. We haven't gone down that way yet, so we're gonna check that out. There's a trail up here that tells you 1.15 miles to the school, like a walking trail. And what I was wondering, well, hey, I don't know that it's, I heard the school's not active anymore. It's just a, I don't know what they do with it. Because at first I was like wondering if you could, if you lived in this community, if you could ride your horse to it. Because they got all these horse trails, and there's a trail up here that leads to the school. And that would be kind of cool. Yeah, so straight ahead there's a big house up on the hill there. We still got to go past that, and this road kind of curves and then goes like this and then loops around to it. So it's a serious walk. And the reason why I reversed it, well, yeah, I wanted to go from a different angle, was this hill right here that we're going down. It was a long, dragged out hill that I really didn't feel like walking back up. But there's another nasty hill further down that I'm gonna have to walk up, so it's probably a trade-off. I don't know that this way is any better. Got birds up above me trying to attack me. So this is that trail I was telling you about. To Belden School, 1.15 miles. And I guess you take that to the school. Now we're going down this big old hill, and it just drags out. So, I don't know if you could see it way back there, there's a bluish color house. That was the road that we started on, way back that way. So we came, and now we're coming around. We got to go like this, loop around, and then we'll be up by that big house up there, and then back. It's a walk, and it's not flat, you know. There's a ton of hills, so it's pretty challenging. I'm already sweating. Yeah, they don't even pick up garbage at these houses. You have to, I'll show you up here, you have to bring your garbage to a refuse area where they have a roll-off, and they pick all the garbage up from there. It would be a challenging garbage route. So, yep, no cans or nothing at your house. You bring all your garbage down here and dispose of it in one place. So that tells you that it's not your normal subdivision area. And trails everywhere. Beautiful golf courses. Yeah, they literally got it set up here where you use your gate key and you drive in this facility right here, and you have a roll-off where you just throw your normal garbage bags, and then they have a compactor that you run yourself with for probably your bigger items. So there's where you bring your garbage. There's several other of these throughout the facility. So that's it. You got your little garbage drop-off area. All right, we're connecting back to my road up here where we shouldn't probably see any traffic the rest of the way. We'll be getting off the main road. And this trail that I want to check out is right here at the corner as well, with the little bridge. So I at least want to walk down to where the bridge is. And this is that nasty hill that I'm gonna have to walk up. But let's go check this bad boy out. See all these freaking moths or whatever they are, man? What's weird is I would call them moths, but they have wings kind of like butterflies. It's almost like if a butterfly and a moth had a baby. There's a sign that says something pumpkin patch. Clem's Pumpkin Patch. Apparently there must be a pumpkin patch through here. I'm guessing that this is the pumpkin patch. This is that little bridge up here. And this is like people are driving down this road, it almost looks like. Man, this bridge looks a little sketchy to drive over. I guess in a car you're fine. It's all concrete. Yeah, it's got heavy duty. It's got heavy duty walls on it, so it's constructed pretty well. From over there on that road, glancing at it, it looked a little sketchy to me, but let's make sure we're still on. Go a little bit further. So this just looks like kind of an access road, and there's a big gate, and that's that horse stable. So I think this is just an access point for them to get in there if they need to. So it's not like a legitimate trail that you're probably supposed to go down. There is a lot of trails though throughout here. And then I think there's a trail that goes alongside the road. I have a feeling they come through here with horses and get onto that trail from there. So we'll get on out of here. I want to rent a kayak and go down the Galena River. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. But if I do, I'll film it. Great, we get to walk uphill to get out of here. Yeah, it's been a breeze so far today. You know, part of it was we were walking all day. Here's where I make up excuses. We were walking all day when I did this the first time, the opposite way, which was definitely harder. And I probably already had 7 or 8 miles in for the day because we were all over the place. And my foot was all tore up, you know. And I did this in the evening because I was kind of antsy and just wanted to go explore. And after a long day, foot torn up and all, you notice how I'm really milking the excuses. It was a little rough because it's a lot easier right now when I'm all fresh. It's only like 9:30 a.m. So there's the bridge that we were just on. And here's this hill that seems like it's going to take about 10 minutes before you reach the top. There'll be a certain point where you'll be able to see the place I'm staying way off into the distance because we'll be across from it on the opposite side. I will say my foot is hurting a little bit today. I have pushed it to the limits on this trip. But that's all right. No pain, no gain. Yeah, still goes forever, man. It's like a long, gradual, like it doesn't end until that house up there. So this house here, it's like an old log cabin. It's probably not old, but it looks like one of the oldest places in here. And they cut the grass yesterday. A service did. And it doesn't have a driveway or a garage. It's just right here. And it just really doesn't look like anybody's been in it for a while. The front staircase has weeds growing in front of it. It's kind of neat. Yeah, the birds are all freaking out above me. But it's like it's not abandoned, but doesn't look like anybody's been in it for a long time. Yeah. They're all pissed off. They must have a nest in there. This dude's got a really nice spread up here. Really manicured. He's got like an old wagon. You'll see in a second. Covered wagon in front of his house. He's got his own like stables down there. It's set up nice. doing some work on it. But it's got the big front porch. There's the wagon. It's really kind of a neat setup. Got the wrapper, it's a wraparound porch. I think it goes all the way around to the back. Really cool setup. There's that beast of a house I was showing you from way across the way when I said we still had to go past that. That's the one. Whew, it's hot. There's another massive house with like a guest house further up here. I'll show you. I would say that right now we're halfway or a little over halfway. So if you watched the video this whole time, yeah. Well, let's check we didn't do any walking with the phone. So we're at 4601, 2.19 miles right now. So we might be a little more than halfway, because I think it's about 3 1/4 or so. But we're gonna find out, because I didn't have any steps on my phone prior to this. So we can't even see the place I'm staying yet, and once you can see that, which is up here a ways, there's still a pretty good ways left, man, before we get back. So let's check in there. Yep, we're recording. I would think that this just keeps going until I shut it off or it dies. But I've never filmed this long on it. Like, I just do short little clips usually, so. And I didn't read the instructions, so, you know, figure it out as you go. But I'm sweating. Whew. But it's good, it's good. We'll shower when we get back and we'll start our day. Normally I'd be walking a lot earlier than this, but had a pretty good sized breakfast, and then we were trying to figure out what we were gonna do. And then when we decided, for the first time since we've been on this trip, just to chill and not go out until after lunch, I said, well, I'm going walking. I'll be back in an hour or so. There's some really cool houses up ahead. Some really good views too. Like, this is the more established area. I think you can tell that these houses have been here for a while. So probably can't see it, but right through there, that A-frame looking deal, that's the first glimpse of our house that we're staying at. That's the one that we're currently staying at, so you'll get a better view up here. But that's the first time I've been able to see it on this walk. That's another question. Can you zoom in with a GoPro? I wonder if you gotta like pinch it like a phone. You know, because I didn't read the instructions, people. We're figuring this out as we go. But if we stand here depending on what you could see, it'd be the house in the middle, the brown A-frame with the big deck. That's where I'm staying. That's where we started from. We still got a long ways to get back there. You'll see it at the end because I'll film walking up the driveway, which is steep as hell too. So a good way to burn out the end of the workout. Yeah, so we were almost ready to complain about these moths by the house. They're freaking everywhere. I could see them all on the road up here. So it's not just our house, it's everywhere. See, there's a butterfly. They're so bad though that like when you try to get in the car or in the house, you're trying not to have one fly in. This just started in the last day. The first part of being here, we didn't have that problem. Here's another trail, but it needs to be cut. The grass is kind of long. The water started out cold, it's like piss warm now. That's to be expected. We got a dog barking at us. A couple of them. Oh shit, they're all coming. Yeah, they're stopping right there. Electric fence probably. So up here is a really good view of the house I'm staying in. And this house to the left right here, which I'll show you in a second, is really cool. It doesn't have a garage. It just has like a shed, but it's really neat. Got a house up there. See, it's kind of a little bare minimum kind of house. So right there, that brown one is one we're staying in again. We're trying to get back there. Another good view of it. That's where we started from. But we have to go down, loop around, and it's quite way more than you think it would be. It's not like just what you would think, just, oh, you just got to go right there and you're back. No, it kind of drifts every which way, and it's way longer than what you think it would be. So this is the house. I didn't look at it much when I went by yesterday, but you can see it straight across from ours. There's ours again. I wonder if you could pick out the turquoise like chairs in the front. Those are around the fire pit, which is up front. But what you really see the most is this kind of A-frame right here. And it's got like a big screened in porch. And I kind of thought that was pretty cool. Kind of a neat setup. Kind of minimal. Maybe it's affordable. I don't know if much is affordable in here, but I'll have to look at prices just for the heck of it. Not cheap to rent, I can tell you that. But we really didn't spend much money on this vacation at all. This is just a kind of chill. So the actual outside of the house, we've probably spent the least amount we've ever spent on vacation. It's more just kind of chill, relaxation, go out to eat, not really doing a whole lot. Guessing maybe they just do it every year. Oh, it's a new driveway that's never been seal coated. They're all yelling, ready for a day's work. So, up ahead here on the right is a freaking compound, man. This place is huge, with like a guest house. And the lawn and everything is just manicured, and it's big. If this isn't their full-time residence, I want to see what is. I like trimming bushes. Look at that joint. It's got to be, I'm assuming they pay somebody to cut it. It's got to be hundreds per week to cut and maintain that. Just the property alone per month could be a small mortgage, I bet. They got a separate house over there, big house here, fire pit up front. Beautiful. There's the view. All right, we got a lot more walking to go yet. We're in the home. Wow. Nah, we're not in the home stretch yet. But it's humid. It's humid out here. Kind of weather where your sunglasses fog up the moment you step outside. which you don't get that much in Illinois. We get small patches of it. These damn moths are like buzzing around my head and landing on the back of my neck, and it's annoying. They have their own real estate office here too. So there's all kinds of future home sites. But it's gotta be interesting in the winter though around here. I mean, where I live, it's flat. And when the weather gets bad, all the people that don't know how to drive are off the road in the ditches, rolled over in a farm field. I could only imagine around here, man. Like, you got to be on your A game under perfect conditions. So that would be interesting to see. Another trail up here, but it's another one that needs the grass cut. And maybe these are, because some of them are horse trails. This doesn't have the horse crossing sign though, so I think these are people trails. They're just not cut very well. I mean, not that you couldn't walk it, but there is a lot of ticks around here. Yeah, there's a trail there too. That's interesting. This house kind of looked abandoned to me. Whether these are renters or owners, there's people there now. I'm guessing that they're renters. Whew. This is the first time I've seen anybody there. You notice on this road, like I told you, there's like no traffic. Like, rarely a car. And there's a lot of houses. I think there's just either a lot of these are rentals and they're just not rented, or it's a lot of homeowners that don't leave a lot. Because I mean, it's like you don't see a car all day. We've been zipping up and down the road like crazy, but nobody else has. Now, well, we got to go to 32. We're at 52. So I guess we could kind of call this the home stretch. Oh, there is a house up here to the left that I really like. My wife likes it. It's real simple. Exactly what I don't know about exactly, but I would build something like this if I wasn't building like a log cabin. I'm talking somewhere else. I'm not moving up here, but I like the colors. They did like I'm normally not a huge like blue house fan, but they did it in a blue, but it's got like the dark wood doors and everything. It looks really cool. It's done really well. And then I wouldn't cut a lot of my grass. I would have a lot of it wild, which is what they did, but with like tulips and stuff. I think it's up here on the left. Yep, it's up here on the left. So they left a lot of it wild with just tulips and stuff. So it's very minimal. I like it a lot. Yep. see it right here as we come up on it. They got a decent property. The front's all wild with tulips. Look at all these damn moss. You know, they got some of it cut, but look at that, man. Like, that is really cool. Like the colors, love the front door. Very somewhat simple, you know. It's not overdone. You can tell it's not huge. This is all wild with the flowers up front. I like it. Did a good job. I would not have this stuff growing up on the side of the garage. I'd have a good path there, but outside of that, man, they got a hammock right there. Nice view. They have a fire pit out back where they can look out and see the view. I think I hear a car coming. Very rare. Oh, the reason why? Those are just people that I think just got in that house that I said looked like nobody had been living in. So they're probably just arrived and now they're heading out to town or something. Cool views. We went past all those houses way the heck out there. We're in the home stretch. We got to come down. It curves around and goes up, and then we're back. We're still filming. We are. That house straight ahead is actually next to ours, but there's quite a bit of space in between them. This was definitely way easier going this way, way more hills to go up. So there's ours right there with the turquoise looking chairs up front. We could see it. We're almost there. Just gotta climb the driveway. The driveway. The house. Okay, we're here. Let's get a count, a step count. 3.57 miles. That's what I'm showing. Whew. Thanks for joining me.